In this lesson, we'll take a look at some of the different ways that we can view our 3D geometry. So here we just have a couple of objects from our last lesson. And without the selection bracket on, for instance, if I turn this selection bracket off, it's really difficult to see what exactly I have selected here. Okay, so there are a number of different options for viewing our geometry. Some of these will make it a little bit easier. So right now we're just in a smooth plus highlights view. If I click on this, you can see that there are a number of different options here for us. And so this is just giving us a smooth version with highlights. If we go to a hidden line, that'll give us a wireframe, but it has the wireframe behind where we can't see. It has those lines hidden. Okay, so it's kind of like almost like a texture with a wireframe on it. If we go now to wireframe, you can see that shows us all of the wires of that particular mesh. So all the way through. Okay, we can also see a flat version with no shading on it. And we have an edged faces option here, which will give us these wireframes. So let's go back to smooth plus highlights. We'll turn off edged faces. There are also some hotkeys that we can use here. So hitting F3 here will turn this into a wireframe view. Okay, hitting F3 again, we can go back to smooth plus highlights. And now we can turn on edged faces by hitting F4. So hitting F4 will turn on those edged faces, and that's kind of just a wireframe view. But now when we select our object, you can see that it's much more clear what object is actually being selected. We can toggle that on and off using F4, but we need to be in a smooth mode. If we're here in wireframe, you can see we don't really see an effect of that. Okay, so we need to be in smooth, or we can be in flat mode as well. Okay, so those are just some different options for viewing our geometry. We can also hide our geometry. So if we select our torus here, we can right click to go to our quad menu and just go hide selection if we want to do that. And then we won't be able to see that. Or we can unhide all to get that back. Okay, we can also go into our display panel, and you can see that we have some hide options here that we can change. Okay, and then we have options down here for displaying as well. Okay, so the main things you're going to find are going to be up here in your viewport to be able to use and look at your geometry in different ways. Oftentimes you'll need to use a wireframe if you're working on some geometry where you need to access points and see how those are connected. A lot of times you may want to use wireframe to be able to go in and look at different areas of your model. But many times if you have something that's very complex, you're not going to be able to see too much because of the wireframe is going to kind of cloud everything because you're going to see both sides. And so in those cases, you may want to look at the hidden line option, or you may just use smooth with edged faces. That'll give you a good idea of what your topology actually looks like. Okay, so just take some time getting used to that and the display of your objects. And then in the next lesson, we're going to take a closer look at the modifier stack, which is something that kind of sets 3ds Max apart from other applications in how it works. And so we'll go ahead and take a closer look at that in the next lesson.